As we take a look at the wind field, this is very important, and this is the reason that we continue to stress that you can't just focus in on where the center or the core of this hurricane will be making landfall, as that wind field is very extensive. This yellow area, that is the area of tropical storm force winds, orange indicating hurricane force wind gusts, and then the red area in the center, that is where we're seeing the hurricane force winds. And you can see that yellow shaded area already moving in on South Florida. So keep an eye on that timeline as we head into the morning today and into the afternoon. Yes, we will be dealing with those tropical storm force winds, and then likely as we head into the evening, we'll start to see the hurricane force gusts across the Keys, and for Broward and Dade County, still dealing with those tropical storm force winds tonight. Overnight, we'll start to see the hurricane force gusts across Broward and Dade County, and likely dealing with the sustained hurricane force winds across the Keys, which could be just devastating. Unfortunately, not good news for the Keys. And we also, even across Miami-Dade, overnight and into tomorrow morning, we'll be dealing with those hurricane force wind gusts, and then hurricane force winds will be likely across the Keys and parts of South Florida as we head throughout the morning and into midday. But again, the greatest threat for those sustained hurricane force winds, that core, the most destructive part of this hurricane, moving likely towards the southwest coast as we head into the afternoon, and then into tomorrow night could be over Tampa as a Category 3, and likely moving here across the Big Bend and the Panhandle of Florida as we head into Monday and Tuesday. This is going to be a long duration event, meaning that all across the state of Florida, we could be dealing with the impacts from Irma for possibly up to 24 hours. It really is unprecedented, and this hurricane is a beast, as we are seeing that it is just pummeling parts of the northern coast of Cuba, the Bahamas, and continuing to move here along the coast of Cuba. And we're taking a look at some of the latest computer models, and in agreement that Irma will continue here across coastal Cuba, the northern coast there, as we head throughout the day today, then start to take that turn possibly into the evening and tonight. And then we're seeing most of the models are tightly packed together in agreement that Irma will likely be moving and making landfall somewhere along the Keys. And that's what the Euro and the GFS model are now coming together to let us know that there is some higher confidence in that forecast path. So if we go along with the current advisory and forecast path, Irma will likely be moving northward into the southwest coast of Florida, Fort Myers, Naples, and then Tampa. As we take a look at the wide view, I want to quickly mention that we do have Tropical Storm Katia moving inland across eastern Mexico. And here is Irma. Look at how huge this hurricane is. The fact that we're already seeing some of those rain bands gives you an idea of just how long we're going to have to deal with the wrath of Irma. And then we have Hurricane Jose, Category 4. It is headed towards the northern Leeward Islands. This just breaks my heart because these folks have already had to deal with Irma. And of course, those areas just completely flattened by Irma, and now dealing with another Category 4 hurricane. And it's just a terrible situation there. We're really going to keep them in our thoughts and prayers. But Hurricane Jose, it's not a threat for us in South Florida. I know many of you have been reaching out, concerned about Jose, and this is the forecast cone. Jose is expected to move across the northern Leeward Islands and then take a turn towards the northwest and curve back out into the open waters of the Atlantic. We're going to take a close look at the satellite here for Irma, because we always keep an eye on whether the hurricane wobbles a little bit to the right, to the left. And earlier overnight, it was kind of taking a jog here, a little bit more of a southerly jog. And then now it's looking like it's starting to track a little bit more north of due west as a Category 4. So that is a change for the 5 a.m. advisory if you're just joining us. We're still under a hurricane warning. The Bahamas as well as the north coast of Cuba under hurricane warning, and we're seeing those hurricane watches extending here along the northeast coast of Florida and along the coastal areas here, the Big Bend as well. Remember, I mentioned that yesterday. We're going to likely see those watches and warnings going up for the entire state of Florida, and also the storm surge watches and warnings have been extended not only for us but up and down the east and Gulf Coast of the state. In addition to that, now that it looks like the core is going to be on our west side and we're going to be dealing with the dirty side and all that moisture being pummeled up across our area, we're going to see an increasing chance for some very torrential rainfall and also flooding. So flood watch is in place for us through Monday evening, and a flash flood watch has been issued for Lake Okeechobee, and meteorologist Dave Warren will have more on that in a moment. But in terms of our biggest threats here in South Florida, we're still seeing the potential for destructive winds, life-threatening storm surge, and also some heavy rain and even the risk of tornadoes. And in terms of the storm surge, of course, it's not looking as extreme as yesterday when we thought that the core might be moving directly across either Miami-Dade County or Broward County. Right now, we're seeing along the coastal areas of Broward County, the storm surge could be about a foot, anywhere from Lighthouse Point there near Pompano Beach and Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades. The same around Aventura, possibly a foot or more of storm surge. But then we're talking for areas like Bay Harbor Islands and North Miami Beach, El Portal, and also parts of downtown Miami, Brickell, Key Biscayne. The storm surge, it could be more than 3 feet there. And then down across parts of southern Dade County, around Coral Gables, the same thing, more than 3 feet. But the area shaded in orange, that's where we're seeing high storm surge will be possible, greater than 6 feet. And that is when we see the wind pushing the water up and over here across the land. And that is possibly even going to be more extreme for Palmetto Bay, Cutler Bay. Storm surge ranging from 7 to 10 feet or even higher than that. And then down through parts of Homestead and down through the Keys, we're seeing a medium potential, meaning storm surge ranging from 6 to 7 feet possible. So in terms of what you can expect today, the rain squalls, they're already moving in. Tropical storm force winds on the increase, and then overnight hurricane force wind gusts will be possible. And tomorrow, hurricane conditions arriving, although again, with the eye likely making landfall more to our west or southwest, I should say, across the Keys, we are going to be dealing with the possibility still of some severe storm surge, heavy rain, flooding, the risk of tornadoes. Obviously, the worst of the weather will be across the Keys, and we're going to be dealing with hurricane force winds likely as we head throughout the day tomorrow. Higher gusts near 100 miles per hour, with more on the local impacts and the fact that we're already dealing with the rain and those squalls moving in